Namaste students. So welcome to today's information technology session. So today we are going to see part B, chapter 2, data entry and keyboarding skills. So as I told you earlier about this information technology subject, it is a job based subject. So you are going to learn some certain skills which are required for your job based enrollment. So this information technology, this chapter specifically, you are going to learn some certain skills. Let us see what are the skills you are going to learn from this chapter. So we will move on to the introduction. So this is introduction. In order to enhance operational skills in the use of computers, knowledge of efficient and effective keyboarding skills and typing ergonomics has become inevitable today. It means, so in order to have some operational skills, that is everybody would have used keyboard so far, but you all would not be aware of what are the keys available in the keyboard, or how to use it in a proper way, what are the functions available in the keyboard. So there are a lot of things to be learned even in a small device called a keyboard. So those things you might not be aware of it. So this chapter you are going to learn keyboarding skills, which is very important. So wherever you go for a job, especially in this IT field, wherever you go for a job or anything, you need keyboard skills first of all. So here we are going to start with this keyboarding skills. You are going to learn how to use a keyboard and learn your increase your typing speed. Okay, everyone would have used keyboard in our lab, in our school labs, or at home, everywhere, but you may not be that much versed in using the keyboard, right? So here you are going to learn how to increase your typing speed and increase your keyboarding skills also. So using the keyboarding skill, so why we need this keyboarding skill? First of all, see, anyhow we are going to enter some data onto the computer, right? So for entering data we need certain skills, especially this keyboarding skills, so that we can enter data in a computer quickly and accurately, and entering data becomes easier once if you are well thorough with this skill. Well, once you have got the skill, so it is easy for you to access the keyboard and enter data. So that is why this chapter is named as data entry and keyboarding skills. There are various methods of typewriting. So in this unit, we will study about various types of keys, typing ergonomics, and positioning of fingers on the keyboard. So first of all, you're going to learn the types of keys. Typing ergonomics is nothing but the typing rules. In what way you have to type, what are the rules available for typing, everything you're going to learn in this chapter. And also positioning of fingers. The first and foremost thing to be learned in keyboarding skills is positioning of your fingers. How to position your fingers on the keyboard. Next. So keyboard is the most common text-based input device. So you know very well, it is a text-based input device. Keyboard is an input device, you know very well. We are using that input device to enter data in what mode? We are using textual mode. Textual input is given to the computer with the help of this input device called keyboard. Computer keyboards are similar to electronic typewriters. How many of you have seen typewriters? See, in olden days, earlier we had typewriters. These typewriters only gave existence for computer keyboards, first of all. These typewriters only gave existence for computer keyboards. Based on the typewriter mission only, when we establish computer, when we develop computer, when we invent computer, we started using keyboards. So as how the keys are available in the typewriter, the same pattern the keys are available in the keyboard also, in your computer keyboards also. So that is why it is similar to electronic typewriter keyboards with additional keys. A keyboard generally has more than 100 keys. See, normally there was 100 keys in a keyboard, but nowadays in latest version keyboards, we have got some extra keys also So I want you people to find out, browse through the net and find out how many keys are available in the latest version keyboards. Clear, children? So that is one of your homework. You have to find out the number of keys available in a latest version of a keyboard. So each key of a keyboard corresponds to a single symbol. So every key in the keyboard has got some symbols. It may be an alphabet, it may be a digit, it may be a special characters like comma, semicolon, dot, etc. So whatever it is, each and every key has got some special symbols. There is no empty key in the keyboard. You have got some special symbols in all the keys present in the keyboard. Some symbols require pressing and holding several keys simultaneously or in sequence. Means there are certain keys which cannot act individually. They need some other help of some other keys also along with those keys. So they both work in combination to perform some task. So there are certain keys which cannot act individually like Alt key, Shift key, Control keys cannot act individually. It needs the help of some other keys in combination to perform some operations. It allows entering alphabets, digits and symbols. So with the help of a keyboard, you are able to enter alphabets, numbers, digits, symbols into the computer. The touch method. What is this touch method? See, this touch method is nothing. How many of you have used keyboards in the lab or computers keyboards in the lab without seeing how many of you are able to type on the keyboard? Anybody? Almost no one knows. I know very well. So you people are not well versed with the keyboard skills, so you don't know to type fast, you don't know where the keys are located in the keyboard, which keys are located in which position, so you don't know the location, so you people don't know how to use the keyboard and you cannot use it very easier also. So here we have got a method called touch method of typewriting. So this touch method, using this method, you need not look into the keyboard keys and type, just you can use your fingers, your muscles will automatically place the fingers on the keys, so without seeing the keys you will be able to type. So that much skill, that much practice you can develop using this touch method keyboarding skills. So the touch method of typewriting is a method of typing without using the sense of sight. Without using the sense of sight means without seeing the keys on the keyboard you will be able to type. A touch typist. So once you develop this keyboarding skills using the touch method, you become a touch typist. Now your muscle memory automatically knows where the keyboard, where the key is located in the keyboard, so automatically you will not see the keys at all and you will start typing. Okay, and you start typing with a middle row in the keyboard, that is called the home row. Okay, you will place 4 fingers from right hand, fingers from the left hand, so altogether 8 fingers you start with typing. You learn to type with 8 fingers, which will be placed on the middle row, which is called the home row. Next, another important issue we need, other important skill we need with keyboarding skills is that typing speed. See, you should know the keys, where first thing is you should know where the keys are located, and your muscles should automatically, your muscle memory should automatically intimate the fingers to move on with the keys located on the keyboard. Then the typing speed. Number 2 is your typing speed. You also should develop or increase your typing speed also. Okay, so normally when you have a 60, when you type 60 words per minute, that is called a high speed typing speed. So per minute how many words you are able to type without looking onto the keys? I'm talking about you only using the touch method without looking onto the keys on the keyboard. If you are able to type 60 words per minute, then it is called high typing speed. So this typing speed depends on each individual. So say I may have a different typing speed, you may have different typing speed. So it depends on the number of words you type per minute. and it depends on the individuals also. See, there are many websites which give you many websites provides you various softwares for developing your typing skills, typing speed, keyboarding skills also. One such type of software is Rapid Typing Tutor. It is an open source, free and open source software available through any website. Okay, so those people, those who have systems at home, those who have computers at home, you can very well download this Rapid Typing Tutor software. It is a free and open source software only. You can download this and start using it. Practice your practice and improve your keyboarding skills also. Other students, so we have to wait for the school to reopen and we have to practice at school in our lab. So till then, you can even go through the YouTube links, YouTube videos also regarding this Rapid Typing Tutor, how to work on with it. You can go through the YouTube links also. So there is Rapid Typing Tutor software available, which is given by many websites also, which is used for you. It is free of cost and are customized to learn typing efficiently and effectively. Keyboards are also used for gaming purpose, so that you know very well. Almost you people are using it for gaming purpose, so that you people know very well. Next, we move on to the types of keys. There are various types of keys in a keyboard. Though there are several input devices like mouse, touchscreen, etc., we are using a keyboard for textual inputs. Okay, it's a common method to adopt input for a computer. What are the parts of the keyboard? See here, you have got escape key, function keys, enter key, status light, numeric keypad, arrow keys, alt key, shift key, control key, tab key. What is this escape key? The name itself says it is going to escape you from any application. So when you wanted to come out of any application, any sequence, you can use the escape key. Function keys, the name itself says for some particular functions we can use these function keys. Each function, there are 12 function keys. Each function keys are independent. They does different jobs. Okay, enter key, this enter key moves your cursor. What is a cursor? A small blinking line which blinks on the screen, on monitor screen. It is called a cursor. So when you press enter key, the cursor moves on to the next beginning of the next line. Status light, so this status light shows you which keys are on, which keys are off. So especially the number lock and caps lock keys, which is on or off state, it shows you the status. Next, numeric keypad gives you numbers when you wanted to use mathematical functions, or when you wanted to use with digitized information only. That time you can use only numeric keypad. Instead of using alphanumeric, keypad can be used. Arrow keys, it shows four directions, so you can move your cursor right, left, up and down using the arrow keys. Alt key, I told you, Alt, Shift and Control keys can work only with combination of other keys. Tab key is used to move one tab space. A computer keyboard contains the following types of keys. Alphanumeric, both alphabets and numbers are present, that is called alphanumeric keys. Punctuation keys, you know punctuations, comma, semicolon, dot, slash, or plus or equal to, etc., brackets, parentheses, whatever it is, they are special symbols, they are called punctuation keys. Alt key, in short, for alternative. This key is like a second control key. See, arrow keys can be used in conjunction with the shift keys. See, arrow keys also can be used with conjunction with shift keys for selection purpose. Suppose you have typed some text, you have to select the text. You have to select more than one line. In order to do such task, you can use the arrow keys along with the shift keys. So shift plus up arrow will select more number of lines towards up of the cursor, and shift down arrow will select few lines where till where you select, those lines will be selected downwards. Similarly, for left and right arrow keys also can be used along with the shift keys. Shift or alt keys. To move the cursor in more than one position at a time. You have to move the cursor in more than one position at a time. You can use the shift or alt keys. Alt keys can also be used along with the alt tab keys. Alt tab key can be used to shift over to different applications. Suppose you are using MS Word now, and now you wanted to shift over to the other window, next window where you have got the other sheet of MS Excel sheet. So you wanted to move over to the next window, you can use the Alt Tab key to toggle among windows. Clear? And the next is a backspace key. So you know very well, backspace key, it deletes the character just to the left of the cursor. Backspace key is used to delete the text which you have, suppose you have typed wrongly, you wanted to delete some text, you can delete it using the backspace key. It just deletes the character to the left of the cursor. Remember this point, children? The difference between the backspace key and the delete key is one of the important question. So you should know when you wanted to use a backspace key and when you are supposed to use a delete key. You use backspace key when you wanted to delete the character just to the left of the cursor. Okay, there you use backspace key. Next, caps lock key. It is a toggle key which, when activated, causes all alphabetic characters to be uppercase. Say when you wanted to type uppercase, that is all characters when it should be in capital letters, you should switch on this caps lock key so that the mode changes to a capital letters mode, uppercase mode. So all characters when you type will be in uppercase. Control key. The control key is used in conjunction with other keys to produce control characters. So the name itself says that it is control key. So this control key is going to control along with a combination of some other keys. It is going to control few actions. Okay. The meaning of each control character depends on which program is running. Then delete key. Delete key, as I told you. What is a delete key? The delete key deletes the character at the current cursor position or the selected object but does not move the cursor. See, in a backspace key, it moves the cursor to that position where you have deleted. Suppose you have typed THE. The cursor is after E now. If you wanted to delete E, you have to press backspace key. Now where will be the cursor? The cursor will be after H. So it deletes E and the cursor will move to that position. Whereas in delete key, if you press delete key, it deletes the character at the current cursor position. Where the cursor is, there it deletes to the right of the cursor. Okay, and it does not take the cursor to any position at all. The cursor will be wherever it is, the cursor will be there. Okay, it does not move the cursor to any position. It deletes the character towards its right. Clear, children? So this is another picture which gives you a clear idea of what are the keys available in the keyboard. So the first thing we are going to learn in the chapter, as I told you earlier, types of keys. That is what we are seeing now. Next, enter key. As I told you, this enter key is another very important key in our keyboard, which will enter some data which will give some input to the computer also, as well as it moves the cursor to the next line, beginning of the next line. Escape key. Escape key is used to send special codes to devices and to exit or escape from programs and tasks. Function keys. Function keys are special keys labeled F1 to F12 as I told you earlier. These keys have different meaning depending on which program is running. When a key is pressed, an electrical contact is formed. These electric signals are transmitted to microcontroller in a coded transmit form to the computer describing the character which corresponds to that key. Numeric keypad. Look at the numeric keypad here. See this numeric keypad. It has got numbers as well as there are some other keys functions are also added to it. This keypad is just like a simple calculator. So when you wanted to use the numbers, you can use a numlock option. So when the numlock key is pressed, you can use numbers in the numeric keypad. When the numlock key is off, you can use only the arrow marks, home, page up, page down, end keys available in the numeric keypad. Home keys. Alphabets ASDF are home keys for the left hand. See, I told you have to start typing only with the middle row, home row, with the 8 fingers. So A, it starts from ASDF. So these keys are called home keys. And right hand goes for semicolon, L, K and J. Guide keys. What is called a guide key? On a computer keyboard, keys F and J are called guide keys because this F and J has got a small raised tangible mark which indicates that we have come to the end of the fingering. We have to change the fingering now. Okay. So F and J are called guide keys for left and right hand respectively. Both contain a small raised tangible mark with the help of which the touch typist can place the fingers correctly on the home keys. Look at the figure 2.2. This is keyboard finger chart. See this keyboard finger chart. It tells you which finger you have to use for which key in a numeric keypad as well as alphanumeric keypad. For spacebar, you have to use a thumb finger, and for alphabets, which are the fingers has to be used. It is indicated with different colors. Green colored keys should go on with your small finger. Likewise, yellow, red, blue colors indicates different fingering which you have to learn. So all these things, when we reopen with our school, we can just go on practice in our lab. Typing and deleting text. Already I told you how to type text in a document using the keyboard and deleting text using the backspace and delete key. Also I explained you clearly. You can use type numbers using the numeric keypad, capital letters using caps lock button, typing symbols you have to use. Say there are special symbols available along with other keys with your alphabet keys also. So when you wanted to use that special symbols, you have to click on shift buttons, shift key, so that using the shift key in combination with the alphabet keys will give you the symbols. Typing sentences. To get space between the typed words, press the space bar key. To create new lines, press enter key. Guide for typing. The cursor keys serve as a guide for typing. You know what is a cursor? I told you earlier, a small blinking line which faces downward that flickers in a sentence while typing is called a cursor. Instead of directly, so there are some pointing devices also. So till now we saw the keyboarding skills, keyboard functions. Now we are moving on to pointing devices. So we know another input device called a mouse, which is a pointing device used to point objects on the screen monitor. So instead of typing directly, some items can be selected from computer screen. For example, print or close button. See, when you wanted to close an application, open an application, you just click on. Those times you don't use your keyboards. We can use keyboards, but still we are flexible to use mouse during opening or closing applications. So in that case, you can use the pointing devices. Mouse, it's a pointing device, you know. Everyone would have seen a mouse. There are three buttons available: left, right, and scroll button. Left mouse button is used for clicking and double clicking. Right button is used for giving some set of options, menus. Scroll button is used for scrolling down the pages. How to place your hands on the mouse. Put the right hand on the mouse. The index finger goes on the left button and the middle finger goes on the right button. As how it is in the picture. Look at the picture clearly. So put the right hand on the mouse. The index finger goes on the left button and the middle finger goes on the right button. Hold the mouse with the thumb and ring finger. To click, press the mouse button lightly and release it immediately. In order to single click, you have to press and release immediately. The mouse pointer allows to point on the screen. The mouse pointer will appear like an arrow mark when you move it around the screen. Look at the correct position. The green dotted line indicates that this is the correct position for your holding your mouse. And the red pointer shows the incorrect position. You are not supposed to hold the mouse like this. Look at the cursor now. The cursor, if it is in the shape of I, this mouse pointer will also appear as you move it around the screen, particularly if it is over text. When it appears as an I, it means that the mouse pointer is over some text. But when it is in the form of a finger, while working on a web browser, the pointer changes to a pointing finger symbol. When you place over a hyperlink or when you are on a web browser, when you browse through something, when you use internet, those times this mouse pointer will change in the form of a finger symbol. Mouse operations. All mouse do not use the same mechanical operation. See, there are two types of mouse. You have got a ball at the previously we had ball at the bottom. So as the ball moves around in which direction, those in that direction the pointer moves on the screen. So that is mouse operations. One kind of mouse is your trackball mouse. But later on we have latest mouse, we have got LED lights at the bottom. So as the light moves in which direction, the pointer moves on the screen. So two types of mouse: trackball mouse and light beam mouse. Laptops are equipped with a small flat surface, or sometimes so in laptops also we can connect mouse. At the same time, it is available with small stick, short stick for performing the same job as what the mouse does. The common mouse actions are as follows. Left click, double click. It is used to select an item. Press down once on the left button with your index finger. Double click. It is used to start a program or open a file or trigger an action. See, right click, drag and drop. Right click is you will give you some set of menus. When you click on the right mouse button, from that you can choose any option. Drag and drop. You can use the left mouse button to drag and drop any object on the screen. Scroll button, when the page length is more than the monitor screen, automatically scroll bars appear. So you can use the scroll button to scroll around to move the pages up and down. Blocking is nothing but selecting text. In order to select text, that is called blocking. You can block the text by selecting. It is used to select text that needs to be edited or formatted. Click at the beginning of the word. Sometimes if you click at the beginning of the word, the text gets that word completely gets selected. Or when you click and hold down the left mouse button. Just if you click and hold down the left mouse button, the entire line, entire sentence, entire line will get selected. So that is called blocking. Okay children, so we have come to the end of the session. This is first part of chapter 2, and we'll move on to the next session with the second part of this chapter 2. We'll learn more skills also. Okay, homeworks will be given to you, classwork notes will be given to you. Finish off the classwork and submit your classworks by today, as well as complete the homeworks and submit. Thank you students.